So I'm making a collage and just talking, I guess. I don't have a tripod, so this is gonna that's gonna be your view. Yay. Um I went out shopping today and I got some pretty good stuff. First I went to downtown. I went to the downtown area of where my job is cuz my apartment and my job aren't in the same town. But they have an awful, out of all the downtown areas I've been to in the state I live in, that was probably the worst one. I went to this one clothing store because I mean that's what I really wanted. I really wanted some clothes. I went to this clothing store and first thing I lay eyes on is a sweater. Mind you, it's nothing fancy. It's a sweater. It looked super soft, I'll give it that, but it was just a sweater. And it was like it was like 80 something dollars. I was like, what? So I leave that store, go to the one right next to it. The next store was even worse. I saw the cutest overalls. And they were like 168 bucks. And like I get it. That's like, I guess that town is a more expensive one. Oh, here's got this little planner. This is another thing I got. I mean, I guess that area or that town is known for being more expensive than the other ones, but I was not expecting all that. So after that, I went to whatchamacallit. I went to go print out a bunch of the photos that I'm using for my collage, which only costed like 12 bucks. I've always wanted to make a collage. I've always wanted to print out photos, but I don't have my own printer, and so I've kind of been putting it off because it's like, well, I really don't want to spend a ton of money getting a few photos printed out. But I got like 16 photos printed out for like 12 bucks, which to me is good, or at least that's a lot less than what I had in my head. Yeah, so I also don't have a glue gun. Okay, I have a glue gun actually. I lied. I have a glue gun. Issue is the glue gun I got and the size of the glue sticks I got. I got bigger glue sticks than what the gun can take in. So I'm just taking my lighter, taking my glue stick. It's essentially the same thing. It's like, you know what? Let's cut out the heavy machinery. Let's do things by the book. I really do think we should start doing things by the book again. I think, not that technology is bad, and I don't even think that AI is bad, right? But if I get a commercial from a company I've never heard of before, and the commercial is like AI generated, I feel like that's just really bad for your business, especially if you're trying to get it to really take off. I mean, I guess if you have money for an ad on YouTube, your business should already be like relatively well off, but even then, like, you're still introducing yourself to people when they watch it for the first time, and you really want your thing to be, oh yeah, I'm such a good company, I don't even bother paying real people for testimonials, you know what I mean? Or real people to like make a fucking commercial. And I don't know, like, I think it would be a lot better, and this isn't like a new groundbreaking thought or anything, like, people have been saying this, but I really do think we need to get some sort of AI regulation soon, because it's getting really, really out of hand and really creepy and really scary. I was on TikTok earlier, and I saw this one video where this guy was like, oh, I was just mowing this lady's lawn for free, and then the cops came and blah, 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 blah. And of course, everyone in the comments is like, you are such a good person for doing such a nice thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like that too. I was like, wait, that's so sweet. Like, this guy's just offering to mow this random lady's lawn for free. And I noticed that, you know, whatever the guy's talking about doesn't, like, you know how sometimes, like, you know those, like, movie clips on TikTok where, like, the narrator will, like, cite the actual scene? It'll be like, oh, Tommy then goes and gets a baseball bat from the garage or something like that, and that's exactly what's on screen. Well, for this video, it was like the narrator was talking about the situation, but the actual video was a bunch of like cut up clips of different houses getting lawn work. And I listened to the audio again and I was like, wait, this is not a real person. And everyone in the comments was just like, there was even like a lawyer in the comments or some shit who was like, well, if you're giving people work for free and the cops give you trouble, I'll represent you for free. And it's like, you're a lawyer and you can't notice AI generation? And, you know, I get it, it's still like relatively new. Grab. This drink is so good. Very yummy. It's Bloom Sparkling Energy Crisp Apple. And I need it. It's 12 in the morning right now, but relatively speaking, I don't want to stop working on my collage, but I also have assignments that are due tomorrow. So I'm probably just going to finish this up and then do my assignments, and then hell, I probably won't even go to sleep after that. It's so good. So yummy. Okay, so that's done. Okay. Next, I need... Ooh, I could have moved it over a bit. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. So the one dilemma I keep running into is that I'm not using the entire photo that I've printed. I'm just really cutting out like the main thing I want, which is just the people in the photos. But then you get that really weird like cut off where you can tell that there was something else to the image that you just cut out, or you can tell that that's where the image like stopped. And so I'm like curving out the edges because I want that to go away. Okay. This is fine. Am I gonna put myself in between these two? You know what? Why not? Okay, so on this collage, it's really just, I would say like a vision board slash like, I don't know, not necessarily a vision board, but also kind of a vision board, but also just kind of me wanting to make something. I have photos of the current loves of my life, which are Chappell Roan and Prince. Are they the only ones? No. But I kind of want to have this be the kind of thing that I add to over time, rather than just I work on it in a single night and then whatever's done is done and that's the way it looks forever. I kind of want to dabble or get used to like not calling things completely finished ever, which comes from a Charlie XCX post that I saw where she was talking about Brat and it's completely different, or you know, the remix version, the Brat album remix, where she sat there and she was like, oh, I never think that like a song is done, like there's always something that can be added to it. And I was like, wait, that's actually really good. And I think that we have normalized kind of leaving things as they are, even when we think that there might be something else that is worth being there as well. I think we should really open or expand our creativity again to, well, let's just keep working on things. Like, people don't take 6 months to paint a single painting anymore, I feel like. Another example I see of that is like albums or music in general, where like artists will release like one album a year. And when I was younger, you know, that was great. It's like, hey, more content for me. But when you dabble more in like, when you start getting up to and you start listening to kind of like the greats of music, you realize that, you know, they don't have that much work released. Like, I'm really into Michael Jackson right now. I would have thought, but Michael Jackson had like 20 albums at least. Michael Jackson only has 6 albums. He had a 40-year career and he only has 6 albums out. Um, and I don't know, that really shocked me. I remember like one day I like went to a Spotify, or yeah, I went to a Spotify page and I was like, because I think, I don't know why, but when I started at my new job a few months ago, I got the urge to listen to Human Nature driving home from one of my first days at work, and I don't know, I never really took the chance to like listen to Michael Jackson before, so I was like, actually, I heard Human Nature, I was like, wait, this is heat, like this is fire, and I went to get into his other stuff, and like I said, I click it, 6 albums, wow, okay, and nowadays artists are in the industry for like 10 years, and they've got like 12, 13 albums out, and it's like, why? And then the albums don't sound that good, and it's like, well, that's probably why, you know? I think, of course, social media and media in general has something to do with this, because oftentimes, like, fans are like, oh my god, like, it's been so long since she last released an album, and like the last time an artist has released an album was like, 2 years ago. Or I think Chaperone talked about this in an interview where Chaperone was like, yeah, I can see people all the time saying, oh, she's everywhere but that studio. And, that doesn't really matter to me because I could be in the studio 24/7 and you're still not going to get an album any quicker. And I think that there are certain artists out there who have kind of brought that on as well. I do think that it's both sides. It's, fans constantly wanting more and more and more out of their favorite artists, but it's also artists not really putting up that boundary and just kind of shuffling out mediocre work just so the fans have something new to listen to. And nothing's wrong with that. If it works for you, then it works for you. But like, I just don't think it does good for you in the long run. Because then I feel like you get kind of like burnt out. Whatever. Are these all the photos I have? That can't be it. I printed like 16 pictures out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm missing 2 photos. I've been missing my photos like literally, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, found it, yes. Okay, perfect. Probably pop up eventually. Actually, I don't want to, it's probably gonna take a good amount of effort. It says every woman has a fantasy, and I don't want to just plow this whole picture onto the paper. I feel like I should probably cut the words out and like scramble the words around the collage, but stop complaining about how long it'll take and just start. It's okay. It's okay, baby girl. Yeah. So, another reason I'm making this collage is because I kind of want something to physically remind me of what I'm trying to strive for. Not just like with music, but like in general, like how I want to like carry myself, because I definitely feel like I don't I'm not living the way that I want to be living in my head. And I realize that it's actually a lot more attainable than I think, and the reason I've been putting it off or not really trying to embody it is because I'm way too used to I would say I'm way too used to just kind of like like you see something like on Pinterest or something and you're like, oh wow, that's really cool, or like you see like a nice outfit on Pinterest and you're like, wow, that's really cool. You save it to a pin or a pin board, and then you'd like never look at it again. So you kind of forgot like, oh, I thought that outfit was really cool and I wanted to kind of try and make that myself. So I just want something like physical where it's like I don't have to open an app and then scroll through all my Pinterest boards to find something that makes me feel like inspired. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, you do. I don't know, I just want to make stuff. Making stuff makes me happy, you know? Especially with music, 'cause I feel like with music, it's just, it's such a process that it's kind of impossible to, like, I feel like it's kind of impossible to make something that you're not proud of even in the slightest bit, because even if you make like a bad song or something, it's still like, I made this, so there's like that kind of sense of pride and like ownership, you know what I mean? You know what, I'm sorry, I say you know what I mean a lot. Another thing that I kind of want to get onto is I feel like my vocabulary has definitely diminished within like the past couple of years because I haven't been reading as much, and I want to start reading again, and also just try to preserve like my brain and my brain cells. For example, I'm trying not to use like abbreviations in text anymore because I feel like your head gets really used to like, or your brain gets really used to like short words. And I have an example of this actually. Every time I type out like a longer or like a bigger word, like if I'm like writing an essay or something, I suddenly forget how to spell that word. And it's something that shouldn't be that hard for me. It's just the fact that I'm not doing things to keep my brain intact. And I should probably start doing things to keep my brain intact because, I mean, with the way things are going now, like, I think everyone should read as